tidings, YouTube, 'tis I. I don't know what I'm going to name my channel yet. We'll have to figure that out when I get there. But, my name's Brandon, and this is a little introduction to my channel I'm going to have here because, I got my CDL and I'm about to do training with my first company. So, I got hired by McElroy Truck Lines. They're based in Cuba, Alabama. They do regional flatbed. They're like the #1 carrier for Lowe's for the past like 14 years, which is pretty great. So I'm going to be doing regional flatbed. So you'll be able to see that as we go along, because it's, there's more to it, and it's more interesting than me just dropping, hooking, dry van, and reefer trailers, you know what I mean? So I figured along the line, once I start working, this channel can be for, just a little vlog thing, as I'm going around. I figure that might be interesting for some people. Let me turn my air conditioner off. That might be making noise. Sorry, first minute was a little loud. So, I guess let's start from the top. McElroy Truck Lines, Cuba, Alabama. So, I'm going for a 6-week training program with them. And, I'm sure there's people out there that are like me right now where, I got my CDL and about to go off to this, and all they really tell you about what you're doing is like a couple sentences. So, I'm not sure what really to expect in terms of like specifics what I'll be doing. I imagine it's not that different from, what I did, or if you went through school already, what you did in CDL school with your on the road and your yard practice and stuff like that. Hold on, let me let this car in. Come on, there we go. So the first week when I'm there is going to be orientation, which, they're going to do your hair and urine drug test, and then there's going to be like a week of class stuff. I imagine just going over company regulations, reviewing stuff for the permit test that you took on the permit test, you know what I mean? Because now it's going to be, now that you've picked what company you go to, in my case I chose a regional flatbed company, they're going to go over probably like, regulations specifically for flatbed driving, you know what I mean? Because, I've got the tarp, got to have 2 tie downs for your load, 1 for every 10 feet, if you remember those from when you were practicing your permit test, or if you didn't take your permit test yet. That's one of the questions that you could get is how many tie downs you need based on a specific situation for a flatbed load. So, there's that. The first week, that's orientation. And then it says there's 2 weeks of yard practice, which probably just going to be, basic backing maneuvers. They might take us out through like some basic like driving courses and stuff like that, because the last 3 weeks is, they say, OTR training, or OTR driving with trainer. So I'm not sure if that's the portion where they talked about, because when they came to my college and they recruited from us. And they talked about having a ride-along trainer for a month while you're working. So I'm not sure if, I imagine they're not going to waste company gas, you know what I mean? Just having us putt around for 3 weeks with some driver trainer, you know what I mean? Us being just some schmuck, So I'll probably be working, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'll be making the full paycheck at that point, because I still don't have a truck assigned, and I still don't have that, you know what I mean? So I don't know what to expect. So that's all about the company I'm going to. Little background on me, how I got into CDL. I suppose that's a good place to start, right? So I'm 24 years old, if you couldn't tell. Most people that get into trucking are pretty old, so if you couldn't tell, I'm a little young for that. So I was originally going to that community college, Lehigh Carbon. It was Lehigh Carbon Community College in Pennsylvania. I was originally going there for computer networking and security, so I was going to do like network topologies, technician work, and like network security with company specific software, stuff like that. But I had a traumatic event that happened that caused some stress disability, and it makes communication very difficult for me nowadays. And so the college for that and the job that I was going to get into, which involved a lot of brainstorming and sharing that with a whole company of people, is like, that seemed a little intense for me right now at this point in my life. And so CDL was always something I was interested in, truck driving. Like, I have my CDLA, and it was always something I was interested in throughout, oh God, like since high school, you know. And I even had, I had the Driving Force GT and later the G29 for my PC, and I was playing Euro Truck Sim too since early high school. And even when I was going to college there for the computer classes before all this happened, you know, I'd see the CC training trucks coming by, and I'd be like, you know, like that would be really cool to do, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it would be really fun, you know? And, you know, I ended up just getting more information going along, and I decided to go for it, and so here I am, you know what I mean? Yeah, so let's see, what are some other things I'd want to go over while I'm driving here? So my course that I took, right, was $5,430, and you can't use grants for it. So if you take, like, you know, when you go for credit, because it's non-credit. So let's say you go for credit courses, right, at your college. You can apply for, like, state and federal grants, you know what I mean? You can't do that with CDL. It's got to be all out of pocket, and that can be daunting, you know what I mean, because, you know, you're not getting paid for that month, and it's full time. Like, I was there from 7 in the morning to 5:30 at night, 5 days a week, you know what I mean? And when you're there, you're out there and you're just learning how to drive this truck, you know what I mean? And so I was always extremely tired by the time I got home. So there's companies that will pay for you to get your CDL as long as you sign on to them for a certain amount of time. And you'll hear it to avoid contracts if you can, but, you know, I look at it this way, right? You may be tied into a company, you know what I mean, for a couple of years, and you might not be making as much as you would if you paid for it fully out of pocket, but it's an investment. You know what I mean? Think about the money you'll be making down the line. Look, for example, right, after 3 years at McElroy, I want to move on to Walmart, right? Right? They're like the big company I want to move on to. Walmart, they require 3 years experience, and they basically guarantee you $75,000 in your first year at 89 cents a mile. And those are pretty good numbers. Like $75,000 a year for your first year at a company, like, that's no joke, you know what I mean? And it's home weekly for your reset hours, and I think it goes up to 48 too most of the time, but I don't think the 48's guaranteed. Like here at McElroy, that was one of the reasons I chose McElroy, was because they guaranteed me 48 hours of home time. And if I didn't get that full 48 hours, I was put on a special list that I'd get home even earlier the next week, so I'd have even more than 48 hours, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so like companies like that, I wouldn't, if you can't afford a full ride at a CDL course, you know what I mean? I wouldn't think of it badly on, you know, just taking a ride in with a company like Swift or Schneider, you know what I mean? CR England might, I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I know that Swift and Schneider do, but a quick search you'll find online, you'll find plenty of companies that do, because I know there's plenty, I've seen them all when I was looking up online beforehand. So another company that I was really interested in, which was on the opposite of home time to look out for, was TMC. I really liked TMC, and they let you stay out as long as you want. I'm not sure if that's the same with you know, all other companies, because McElroy, they don't work on weekends. They don't take loads for weekends. That's how they guarantee you that 48 hours home time. You know what I mean? Because they don't take stuff for Saturdays and Sundays. They stop everything off at Friday evening. So they said, they gave me this, they gave me the statistics in an email. It was some odd, some odd 3/4 of all their drivers are home by 5 p.m. on Friday, which that was like, yep, these are the guys for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to get some company that's going to keep, you know, I tell them I'd like 48 hours home time a week. And I'd hear on trucker forums where companies that you start with as a young guy, you'll say you want this much time, and then they'll just they'll slowly keep trying to push you, try to push that boundary further and further, trying to keep you out longer and longer, and then they make that the new norm, you know what I mean? And especially me, you know, with anxiety I got, you know what I mean, I just don't want to deal with that, you know what I mean? So that's why I chose the company that I did. So yeah, throughout this, you know what I mean, we're going to go through and every day or every other day or maybe every week, I don't know, I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this. This keeps falling in my stand. We'll see how it goes, and I'll just upload, walk you through what I'm doing in my orientation and my training. When I get my truck, the process, when I go through all of that, you know what I mean? And we'll get through this adventure together. We'll be going on quite the journey, so I really hope that people, you know, enjoy this and stick around and like what I have to offer, you know what I mean? Because I think it would be pretty cool, you know what I mean? I plan to get a GoPro and dash cam. You know, I'll have some videos, maybe some like time lapses, out on the rainy highway. Some people like the ASMR of like the wind on the windows and the engine going. I can do some stuff like that. Like GoPro videos as I'm going through interesting places, you know, talk about my week, share stories as I'm going along, you know, this and that. I might make make another follow-up video to this, or I might append at the end if I think of anything else that I want to add. But yeah, so it's me, my name's Brandon. Hello. This is an introduction to my trucking channel. Got big plans, you know, we'll figure it out. And I hope you guys stick around and leave a like, comment, whatever, you know, say hello. And you know, I'm a new trucker, so if you're a veteran who sees this by random chance and you want to give me some random advice, drop below. I'm always interested to hear more advice. That's one of the reasons that, you know, and here's something now while I'm following up something for other new people that I was told over and over and over again by people who have been in this business for a long time. And that was never stop asking questions. Everyone you meet, there's always something new you can learn from them. And that's one of the reasons that I think I'm going to really like this career. Because, you know, we go to truck stops and school and stuff like that, and I'd always be the one that's, you know, asking advice of people, you know what I mean? Asking questions of them, learning things, picking at people's brains, seeing what they have to offer, you know what I mean? Because that's how you really become a pro in this industry, from what I'm hearing from people. And what I've heard, you know, 100 times now is that never stop asking questions. There's always something you can learn, pick from someone everywhere you go. Training, I'm getting paid $700 a week, and I'm getting free hotel room and free food. I'll have a roommate. I'll pray that the roommate isn't too annoying. And yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I thought that was pretty neat that I'm getting paid $700 and I got a free hotel room and free food. That's pretty great. That's like $32,000 a year salary equivalent that I'll be making. You know, and the free food on top of that, that's pretty great. You know what I mean? So, we'll see how it goes. I'll show you how the hotel room works. How it looks when I get there, and yeah. So anyways, with that, yes, now it is time to go. I will sign off now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, okay, Bills. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for stopping in. See ya.